to the hinterlands. Because there are actual physical shortages.
Worst humanitarian crisis widely recognized.
Get stuck there.
But are they overlooking Gaza entirely?
One of the things that we have talked about
just
on
to
the
make
show
that statement
since the war began was that even if it ended tomorrow, even if the Strait of Hormuz opened tomorrow, enough damage has been done to energy infrastructure in the Persian Gulf that the disruptions to energy supplies could go on for years. And
they've got to let the ships out.
See that same kind of more lasting disruption in the countries that we've talked about
Trump's
today.
Just got to admit he lost.
Look, a lot of what we're talking about here will change people's lives forever. Now, will some of it return to normal when the strait reopens? Maybe some of it. Or fuel prices presumably will go back down, fertilizer and food prices will come back down, and that can have a lot of benefit. But you have to look at things a little more expansively than that. I mean, again, think about the butterfly effect. All of the
regular attendee of the
life can't be undone in a few weeks or maybe even years. I mean, I went to a training program in Dolo in Somalia that used to be funded by USAID. It trained people to be seamstresses. And when I was there, they had no threat. They didn't have chemicals for their sewing machines, and enrollment had crashed. Now, this is not the most acutely needed sort of program if you're thinking about feeding people tomorrow, but it's vital in terms of building up some upward mobility. Think about that times a million. What I was seeing in Somalia was the product of a series of political decisions. You have hundreds of millions of people who, by dint of climate change, cuts to the aid system, the impacts of the war, are now in these sort of purgatory situations, and we're still at the beginning stages of it. There's a long way down to go from here.
Peter Goodman, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
The Daily is supported by Bitwarden Password Manager. From road trips to tropical adventures, Bitwarden is designed to protect family accounts and devices anywhere. Available at bitwarden.com. And by Live Right, publishers of The Wreck of the Mentor, Eric J. Dolan's history of a wrecked American whale ship, the survival of its captive crew, and the naval rescue mission to save them. Available wherever books are sold.
Distribution of The Daily is made possible by American Public Media. The Daily is powered by the journalism of the New York Times. It's distributed by APM.
It's American a lot of downhill from here.
You can go deeper into the stories you hear on The Daily at
Sorry about the terrorist something here in the chat. Just an example of how all MAGA are terrorists. How are you?
That's it for The Daily. I'm Rachel Abrams. See you tomorrow.
Well, I'm glad the Daily's over anyway. I guess we'll hear the news next.
This is CPR News, 90.1 FM KCFR Denver, 14.
The news will probably be Trump sucks,
on HD at
did something that sucks,
at CPR.org,
and shows how much he sucks.
Say play CPR News.
That's usually the news.
Life can be a lot, so take a breath with me, Gaben Thomas, for your healing
Thanks,
moment of
Gaben.
Zen, weekdays at 8:30 on CPR Classical. I guarantee you'll feel better, and if not, you can
Thanks
have
for the
your
healing
anxiety
moment of
back.
Zen. You can have your anxiety back.
Brightwater Engineers, and we sponsor
Check
CPR.
out Fox
A
Zen.
lot of CPR's listeners
Fox
are
Zen
part of our
is my
client
band.
base, and I'm
Check it
always
out.
impressed at how many say,
FOXZEN.
we heard about you on CPR. We hope that our sponsorship lets people in the community know that we share many of their values and priorities.
Yay, who
For
are
every
you?
dollar that we spend
Hello?
on CPR, we
Who's in
feel
the
that our
chat?
nearly
Speak up.
50-year relationship has been
Don't
mutually
let the
beneficial.
stupid
Learn
Trump
how you can
engineer be the
support
only person in
CPR
the
through
chat.
sponsorship at CPR.org.
We've been hearing a lot on the news lately about oil, which prompted a listener to send us a question about OPEC, oil cartel that controls much of the world's oil supply.
In general, I understand they exist to keep supply low in order to keep prices higher. But I don't understand why, what, when, how. Why
Hello?
are prices high?
I'm Nick Benson, and today on Planet Money, we're going to answer those questions to help us all understand the world of oil a little better.
And I'm Guy Raz. On the How I Built This Advice line, Jeffrey Hollander, co-founder of the natural cleaning brand 7th Generation, joins me to answer questions from two founders about how to grow their early-stage businesses responsibly.
We need to monitor how obsessed we are with how fast we grow, because it's a dangerous thing to be moving so quickly.
It's an hour of economics and innovation on How I Built This.
And Play the Money from NPR.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Dan Ronan. Consumer prices in May rose 0.5% at an annual rate. That's 4.2%, the highest in 3 years. Surging energy and gasoline prices because of the war against Iran are the main reason for the spike. At the White House, President Trump insisted inflation will come down later this year.
You know what I really love? I love the inflation. And you know what?
He loves inflation.
As soon as this war is over, you know, I can say it now. Something you didn't, you know, we've been taking out millions of barrels. Nobody knows. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no because they don't have any radar because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel.
Democrats shows the president does not care about the rising cost of living for Americans. House lawmakers grilled Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates for more than 4 hours Wednesday about his years-long relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, they grilled Trump about it.
Republican-led House Oversight Committee investigation.
Hello.
NPR's Ava Berger reports.
Bill Gates told lawmakers he never witnessed or knew about any of Epstein's crimes. Before the closed-door interview, he stopped and told reporters he was appearing voluntarily.
I hope my testimony is helpful to the important work of the committee to...
All they seem to be doing is protecting the Trump class.
Gates said he met with Epstein on various occasions from 2011 to 2014 because he believed Epstein could help connect him with potential donors for his foundation. Gates also admitted to affairs and said Epstein used that information to pressure Gates to, quote, re-engage with him. Ava Berger, NPR.
How did Epstein have that information? What the hell? That's crazy.
NPR's Cora Turner reports July 1st brings a major overhaul of the federal student aid system. The changes were passed by Republicans.
How does Jeffrey Epstein know about Bill Gates' affairs that weren't already public?
Enough to cover the full cost of that program. After July 1st,
that seems highly suspicious.
$500 a year. Borrowers enrolled in the Biden
unless he has also had overage
switch plans as safe as
people in sex trafficking.
And if they don't, they'll be automatically placed into one of the least flexible standard plans. July also brings the rollout of 2 new repayment plans that will be the only options for new borrowers moving forward. And in one more big change, the Pell Grant program for low-income students is expanding to help pay for short-term workforce training. Corey Turner, NPR News.
All 3 stock market indexes sustained losses Wednesday in part because of the renewed military action in Iran and the inflation numbers.
Of course, they're going to keep juicing the stock market until they crash it.
The New York
Get
Knicks
out while you
Wednesday night
can.
stunned the San Antonio Spurs in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Trailing 27 points at the half, the Knicks chipped away in the 3rd and 4th quarters. New York's OG Anunoby scored a basket with 1.2 seconds left to win the game. The final score, 107-106. It is the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Knicks lead the series 3-1. The series moves back to San Antonio Saturday night. Visa has struck a partnership with OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT. It's a step towards AI independently shopping for people. NPR's Alina Saluki
independently shopping for people, like without them asking people to shop for them.
Into ChatGPT. This is a major partnership in what is a fast-developing industry of AI commerce. Companies like Google and Amazon have been racing to get shoppers to buy things as part of their conversations with chatbots and eventually entrusting chatbots themselves to complete purchases for the user. Visa says its deal with OpenAI will have Visa overseeing any payments, securing the transactions, and monitoring for fraud. It's a massive expansion of AI shopping for Visa and an evolution for OpenAI. ChatGPT, for a while, tested as sort of a digital personal shopping tool called Instant Checkout, but it stumbled with errors and was later phased out. Alina Saluki, NPR News.
The FBI and EPA Wednesday began a search of a Southern California aerospace facility
where a failing chemical tank led to tens of thousands of people being evacuated from their...
We take the time to learn. We take the time to learn not just the what, but the why. And I'm Shonda Thomas-Whitfield.
Join us weekday mornings at 9 and evenings.
The FBI is protecting the people who run the Trump Steam class, who run the Trump Putin network of blackmail, and that seems to be Putin.
This is Planet Money from NPR.
We here at Planet Money are firm believers